Saturday, July 8th, 2023. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss a Jean-Pierre Melville film entitled Les Cercle from 1970. It's a French film. I watched it on a Criterion 4K Blu-ray, and it looked really good. I'd never seen this movie before, except some parts were dark. I think they're always going to be dark, like really dark. This is a French heist movie that is much copied. In some ways, it's like Ocean's 11, sort of, but not at all. You can see where a lot of 90s indie directors and even people like Scorsese and stuff, people really like filmmakers clearly are influenced by Melville's work, and this one in particular. It's a little bit confusing because it's all these like kind of well, it's Alain Delon and a bunch of other people, but he stands out because he has a mustache, but a lot of people look fairly similar. But it's about a guy who has just broken out of jail, out of a train. It was cool. And a guy who's been let out of prison, but and tipped off of this jewelry heist by a cop, actually. And they it's kind of vague. That's one. I'm hesitant to say things definitively about this because those two characters, Corey and Vogel, Corey being Melville, and being Alain Delon. It's like, what am I trying to say? It's like they come together in a very Tarantino, like Tarantino totally, like we see their kind of stories and then they eventually tie in. And it's like, it's a little bit confusing on whether it was intended, though. Like, for people who've seen the movie, did Corey stop and leave his trunk unlocked intentionally to try to get Vogel to jump in? Or did that just happen to happen and he knew because he was listening to the radio and knew that there was that guy and was sympathetic towards him because or are they in it all along? Or are they in love? Is there you could take this movie a lot of different ways. I wonder if there is a homoerotic interpretation of the Red Circle. Maybe a little bit. Maybe there's some of that going on. But although I think that woman was supposed to be Alain Delon's girlfriend. Former girlfriend or something that he lost when he went to jail back when in the beginning with the associate, that lady. Anyway, it's really French. It's like everything's cool. Scenes don't necessarily tie A, B, C, D together. Not that it's linearly told, but it just kind of like pops around. It doesn't. You're just like jump to some other people and you're like, well, why is this important? And it's cool because you have to figure out, you have to like really pay attention. And sometimes I'm not 100% sure with Melville because every movie of his I've seen, I've only seen one. So I haven't and this was the first time I've seen this one. It's like, he's like a master of ambiguity, but sometimes it feels like, well, was that is that wrong? Like, did he leave that detail out and I'm still haven't made the decision on whether he does that stuff intentionally or is it like, no, did he just like kind of like they didn't shoot that or they couldn't shoot that and they're like, whatever, it'll be fine. It's fine that it's ambiguous. Because I lean towards the former, that it's like all intentionally calculated because there's so many little great details like during the heist, which is like 30 minutes long of no talk. It's almost silent, actually. And it's really cool. Although it is kind of movie-ish, like where you can hit somebody over the head and they're like, boo, But it's also it's the 60s or 70s as it was made, but I think it's supposed to be, they don't have like laser technology. It's just like lights that go across. It's pretty basic. I guess in a way that's a laser. Anyway, there's little moments like Vogel when they're going in to the jewelry store. There's like an old whatever, like a marble Venus de Milo thing, and he like honks the boob. And you're like, yep, that's pretty interesting. That's like everything has been super serious. That's not the tone of the movie. It's just like, yeah, this character is a knuckle. He's like the brute of the group, and he'd be like, meh, do like the childish thing, and or did that actor just do that and he left it in? What were some of the other things? Oh, yeah, the cop, like that he's like. When he has to take the shot, he has it all lined up on this tripod, and then he just grabs it off the tripod and does it. And you're like that, it means something. Like, that is so important to that character. Like, that decision. It's very cool. There's a lot of that stuff. So I lean towards the side of Melville knowing what he's doing, of course, which is kind of stupid. I laugh because he's considered like a very important and influential and master French new wave and beyond sort of director, before even. I'll have to look in. I actually wonder if when he started, because I feel like Port of Shadows is really early, but I might be confused. Anyway, yeah, I mean, if you're a cinephile and you're a heist movie fan, this is great. I think it might be a little bit slow for like a regular audience, because it is a little bit slow, and you're supposed to be like hanging out in the vibe. But that vibe is a little bit dated now, like the jazz music, kind of like smoky cigarette thing. But if you're feeling up to that sort of thing, it's got it in spades. Very cool. Anyway, check it out. What do we got here? I'm gonna look outside for a second. Not much happening. It's like a Michael Haneke movie. Hey, where did my thing go? Oh, shouldn't I be in the corner? What, you watching me, watching you? Ah, there I am. Wait, oh no, no, that's not it. Did I show back up? What happened? Oh, there I am. All right. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.